Ciao, my name is Oladele John Nihi from Iglegbede in the Jumu local government area of Kogi State. Currently, I'm a graduate, finished my NYSC some couple of months ago, and by the grace of God, I'm not seeking for any job because I personally have what I run as my personal business. I'm into magazine production, just started 2010, while I was on 300 level. By the grace of God, today it has come a long way. By the grace of God, I started by looking around my society, seeing one or two places I can contribute my quota. At the same time, I look ahead with the inspiration of so many other people. I started in a very small way by, the name of the magazine itself is Okun Ambassador Magazine. Okun is a Yoruba speaking part of Kogi State, where I come from, and as a result of that, I decided to start in a small way. Everything big starts little. I started with a photo album, and the photo album contains just leaders of my community, youths and women. When I brought it out 2010, I tagged it 2010 Okun Ambassadors, and when I saw the way people appreciated it, it spurred me up to want to make it a big one. Because of my education, 2010, I couldn't produce more than just the photo album. Because one, I was using my pocket money just to run the magazine. Then when I got to 400 level, that was 2011, I became the SUG speaker of my university, which made me to know more people, and at the same time, I had more money than what I used to get. Then I decided to start again in a big way, and I did the first edition, the mega edition, in 2011. I interviewed a lot of people, some of which are one of the governorship aspirants for Kogi State election. Prince Obadofin is a man I've grown to love so much because he inspired me. Another thing is to have an idea. Another thing is for you to see somebody who appreciates the idea and is ready to assist you. He was the one I used as my cover page. And I think about 70 to 80% of the finance was from him. I produced about 10,000 copies of the magazine. And funny enough, none of the edition is remaining now, because so many people so love it. Some even said, just 5 local government of Kogi State, that is the Yoruba speaking part, only contain 5 local government. And they were saying, why not go for a national name? Why not change the name? And I said, well, the fact that it's Okun Ambassadors Magazine doesn't mean it can't be a national figure. But at the same time, I wouldn't, since I'm not too conversant with Nigeria as a whole, I wouldn't just run into somebody from Jigawa State and say, I want to interview you, but I have to have something to show for it. That was why I had to start little. And I also tell them that Okun itself is a greeting, is a way of greeting. Okun is the way the people greet. So I can also say, I'm greeting the ambassadors. So at the same time, I can even interview somebody from South Africa, like, I'm greeting you, or the people are greeting you, or you are greeting the people. And I discovered that where I can do something on my own. And very well, the pay that came in after that was so much that it's beyond my expectation. I got a house as a student. I got my personal building. I furnished it. The mattress I was using then, even my mom at home was not using it. I have a DSTV. I had 3 different satellites. DSTV, my TV where I watch Christian channels, and I also have some sports satellites at the same time. Flat screen as a student in my 400 level. Then I discovered that, wow, this is an angle I will really explore. Then I started doing it quarterly instead of yearly. And today is a big one. I've produced a lot of editions where people, big dignitaries in Nigeria, have featured. In fact, the magazine is becoming a competition where everybody wants to use as a means to either respond to previous editions where they were attacked or to channel themselves out. I've interviewed quite a lot of people, even the current senator representing the Kogi West Senatorial District, Senator Oladele. Well, I wasn't too much having some of the editions here. Here is some of the copies featuring Senator Oladele as a cover page. You can see the current governor of Okun State, Rauf Aregbesola. You can see some former military men, serving chiefs, and other people. When you go into it, the quality is, you can see as if is quite a coincidence. The pictures I used in the magazine is the same thing I'm putting on when you walked in just now. And I've also, in the latest edition that came out is where I interviewed Bashir Onujide, one of the multimillionaire in Nigeria, one of those who sponsored the current president of the country. He's also from my area, and very big number of people were interviewed in the magazine. So many editions. The challenge is, wow, it's so enormous. Because one, as a young boy coming up, not working for government, and at the same time, you have to meet up the yearnings of your people. It's so unfortunate that very few people are encouraging us because there's no specific source of income. We interview people, those that we feel deserve an honor, we give them awards to get some little money, which we use in producing it. The most important thing is that what are the views of those who read my magazine? And that is what gives me joy, that supersedes the challenges that constantly comes my way. The major challenge that I have is finance. And you know, in our country, for you to be successful in any business, you need capital. And funny enough, for some of us who comes from a very, wouldn't say a very poor background, let me say a humble background, a situation where you have to do everything on your own. Finance was majorly the challenges. And the success story, well, I would say my success story is the fact that the magazine is not dead after 3 years. Instead, it's waxing stronger. In fact, I have come to consider the change of name because I'm planning to probably make it the ambassadors. Institution whereby I'll be able to interview anybody, anywhere, any country. The ambassadors of the people. And I can tell you, a lot of people are ready to feature in the magazine. Currently, people are even calling us to, Oladele John Nihi, I want to feature in your magazine. I want to respond to what this senator said. He lied in that magazine. I want to respond. When he responds, the senators too say, I need to explain better. And it's becoming a competition. I'm loving it, I must confess. At the same time, considering the change of name, I'm planning to extend the scope. One thing I wouldn't forget to mention is the fact that though I cannot do it alone, and things like this, you know, the processes start by interviewing people, you write it out, you do the editing, you do the paging and the printing. Only Oladele John Nihi cannot do it. I'm proud to tell you that I have up to 4 staff working with me, constant staff that I paid every month. And at the same time, I have some other petty staffs that are not on basic salary, but I pay them per event, per edition. And today, instead of being one of those seeking for a job, I'm an employer of labor. I'm also challenging you. You can do better than myself. You need to look inside, look within you. What do you think you can contribute to the development of this country? Millions of people are graduating every year. Even people with first class are still searching for a job. I was looking at some job sites just yesterday, and I discovered that Rivers State is currently employing for secondary school, and they are telling you that minimum qualification is first class. And I was wondering, if secondary school is requiring just a first class for a secondary school teacher, then what will a big multinational companies be requesting for? Funny enough, even if I want to go into other, maybe government job or every other thing, I can always use my years of working experience. We know in Nigeria today, so many people, when you want to seek for job, they tell you minimum of 2 years working experience. A young graduate who is applying for a job, where do you want to get the working experience from? I think if you look inside, you will see that you have a lot of things to contribute. The advice is that nobody is an island. You have something in you that even the president is searching for. You have a way you can contribute to the quota, to the development of Nigeria. It may not be in terms of magazine. I'm proud to tell you that this magazine is 3 years, but I have a lot of my colleagues now who are into magazine production in Kogi State. It's not even more of competition. My local government, somebody is producing that is Ijumu Voice. Somebody is producing Kaba, Face of Kaba. Somebody is producing Kogi Ambassadors. And these are people that they just discovered, Oladele started this thing like play. Now he has a small car, a jalopy anyway, that he is using to run around. At least I can do something like that. And they come, and I give them an advice of what they can do or how I have come about it. I'm also encouraging you can do better than us. It may not be in terms of magazine production. Yours may be in terms of maybe computer, or that I was in a function in Sheraton some months back, and I saw a youth having up to 3 BlackBerry. I was forced to ask him, bros, what are you doing with this? And he said, bros, it's more than pinging. I now discover a new thing you can do even with a BlackBerry apart from pinging. So many people monitor their forest business on BlackBerry. So many people do banking businesses, transferring of money, even on weekends. You transfer 5,000 naira to me on Sunday since bank is not open, and I go to the ATM to cash it. I pay you maybe on Monday with 8,000 naira or 6,000 naira. Before you know it, the person is having an additional 1,000 naira to himself. But most of our youth today only subscribe maybe 1.5 or 2.5, and all they do all the year is ping. If you don't stop pinging all along with your BlackBerry, the BlackBerry will very soon start pinging you. So I encourage you, you can do better than myself. And if we have so many of us like myself, like minds, contributing in different ways, I believe Nigeria will be a better place. United States that we see today, Obama will always tell you, don't think of what America can do for you, but what it can do for America. I'm also challenging you. Don't think of finishing university, going to search for a job. Nigeria, even federal ministry have laid an embargo on employment. The few people who are even being employed are employed through either paramilitaries that always recruit every year or private firm. And you see a job vacancy for 2, up to 50,000 people are applying. I wonder the criteria they will even use to pick the 2. Please, look inward and you see you'll be a better place. Nigeria will be a better place. You will be a better person in Nigeria. Thank you very much.